And thank you all for just going with the flow with us here today. I'm changing everything because I think this service and this time in our world demands it. That we stop doing things like we've always done them. So we're doing a different kind of service today. Because I feel this calling to be different. When I first found Unity and found affirmations and understood the principles of mind expression, the law of mind expression, I thought I could affirm that there is peace in the world, that I live in a peaceful environment, and that my affirmation would cause something to happen on the outside. However, I would affirm that, and things still happened on the outside that weren't exactly peaceful, that wouldn't be what I would call serene. And so I had to go back into the teachings and understand, without throwing them away, and understanding that I am the cause of what I see in the world. Meaning what I hold, how I am in consciousness and in acts and behaviors, is causing what I'm experiencing in the world. And realizing that I can't have peace out there if there's not peace in here, led me to a very different understanding of the work that I was about. Basically, what it meant is that I had to light the candle on the inside to burn away what was no longer valid, to melt away my resistance, and to illuminate the truth, the wholeness, the presence. Because if you're anything like me, and I'm guessing that some of you are, because you're here week after week, still listening to me, still celebrating with me, I thought that what my family did, what my father, what my grandfather, what my grandparents, what my siblings did was my reality. That somehow it affected me and caused me great pain, right? And then, as I became an adult, I determined that how my son and daughter and my new baby behaved somehow was a reflection on me. That there was no separation, that people would judge me because of other things, and there was no peace in that because I couldn't let anyone else just be themselves. I can't let my dad be himself. I can't let my grandparents be themselves or my children lead their own lives because I'm so busy trying to control the peace that's supposed to be out there. And what's lacking is peace in here. And usually what's really ridiculous about it is those things happened yesterday or a week or a year ago or 2 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 40 years ago. But I'm still agitated by something that happened 40 years ago. And the ridiculousness of it hits me like a ton of bricks, and realize that in any moment, I can choose to see it differently, to light the candle, and to burn away what's not true. So I invite you to join with me as we do a short meditation here about that, about the thoughts we hold in our heads, about what other people do, how other people behave or say, speak. To see it, to see where we're holding on to the past and to other people's behavior, and to let the light of this candle melt it from our presence.
The things my family did. I am not the voices in
take a moment to see those people you've been holding hostage to their past. Hold them in your heart right now. Your mom who told you what she believed to be truth. Your family, your spouse. Wrap them in this moment of wholeness, of divinity. And let the silence speak to them. And as we come out of that mini meditation, I invite you to stay in whatever state you need to be in for this day. This service doesn't have to be what we expect it to be. For truly, it isn't. Besides how we hold other people hostage to our beliefs, we also hold ourselves hostage to an impossible standard. Oh, I'm supposed to be this. And we can beat ourselves up for our mistakes so relentlessly. And while it's logical to say, does that help? Of course not. Of course not. But there's something in our psyche, in our collective unconsciousness, that keeps doing it. I've learned for myself that my children can be the greatest example of that. If any of you I know are parents, and there's nothing like a 3-year-old to illuminate for you how really evolved you are. Right? Because arguing with a 3-year-old is ridiculous, and yet I find myself doing it. And last night, as I was trying to get Roma out of her bath and into her clothes, I found myself welling up in frustration, in concern, in aggravation. And I got to say, I need a timeout. And Papa went downstairs and sat on the bed and meditated. And Roma came and joined me and apologized and sat with me, and we had a moment together. And it wasn't my first choice, right? My first choice was to exert my will and keep making the same mistake. Well, how many of us do that, not only with our children, but in relationships at work, with our families, with our colleagues, our friends, and we keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, maybe it's time for a timeout, right? In football, which I'm a huge Saints fan, I don't care about any other team but the Saints, that when they need to, they call a timeout. And the timeout is to reset themselves, to recenter, and to figure out the plan. It's not a punishment. It's an opportunity to reset. And that's what this meditation is for us right now, too. An opportunity to reset for the game, for the life, for the experience yet to be had. So in this moment, as we go into our next meditation, enjoy it as your time out from the mistakes you've made so that you can reset your course, reset your understanding, reset your presence.
I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I've left behind. I am light.
In this time out, just enjoy the serenity of releasing every mistake you can. Watch them float away, one at a time, in peace, in relaxation. And as we forgive ourselves for this reset, we step up to a different level of consciousness. A consciousness about our physical bodies, our appearance, our seeming reality. What I would call this divine container. But the container cannot contain all that I am, all that you are. And yet, we identify by the color of our eyes or our skin, by our age, by our gender. They become identities that we take on about our careers and our work, and they become this persona that we show to the world. But the truth of who we are, who we really are, is more than that, is deeper than that. You are not your age at all. You're not the color of your skin. You are not anything as the world sees it. There is so much more to each and every one of us, and yet we hold back. We say, I can't, I'm too, fill in the blank, or I'm only, or I'm not prepared, not talented, not anything enough to do that. But the truth is, you are light.
I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. my soul inside is all light.
So this is an opportunity to look at that persona we wear, to look at the limits we put on ourselves, and again, to gently let them go. Again, in meditation, we're staying quiet and peaceful in this moment and letting it be. Who would you be without those limitations, without that thought, that belief? Imagine no limitation. Imagine. And then our final idea is to step fully into our wholeness, our Christ, Buddha nature, our awakened consciousness. To know that we are made, we are wholly part of God, an expression of the divine itself in human form, more than we can possibly understand or know. You are the beloved, the one, the divine.
I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star shining peace over it all. I am light.
And now I invite you to remember these words. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star. And to take that into this time of silence. The peace that passes all understanding is the awareness that you are more than enough for any situation. Like the menorah, there is more than enough of you. Because when you come holy, when you come with your divinity, you are the light the world needs.
I am divinity defined. I am the God on my inside. I am a star shining peace over it all. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light.
See that light traveling, filling every corner of the world.
I am light.
See your light radiating.
You are light. You are
See others letting their light shine too.
We are light. We are light.
When we all shine our light, the world is changed. And so it is.